guess where I am? That's awesome. I love this spot. It's nature. This is what I like. Very peaceful. There's crows freaking out down there because they're chasing a hawk. I can hear great blue heron squawking down the river a bit. Crickets everywhere. Other birds. It's awesome. So I think I'm going to make this my spot. I just hope one day I don't come down here. I don't think I have a problem this year, but next year hopefully I don't come down here and find somebody camping down here, because then I'll have to go somewhere else that day. But I love it. It's so peaceful. So I just went for a bit of a walk, and I got looking around. So I'm looking at this trail, and it is more or less drivable for the monster, but there's a lot of debris. I'll show you what I mean when I get up here. All these sticks, these dead branches and stuff. All this stuff that can potentially be hazards. Monster will collect them, drag them. Really annoying. I have to get off and pull them all out. So, for that reason alone, I won't be coming down here. But I don't need to, because this area, the entrance over here is cleared right out. There's no problem whatsoever. And this doesn't go far. It goes as far as you can see there, and it turns right, and it goes back up to the trail, which is like just on the other side of these trees here. So it's kind of interesting listening to the crows, because there's crows and there's ravens. Apparently I always thought they were the same thing. Apparently there's a different one. Of them's bigger than the other. I don't. They all look alike to me, but it's kind of interesting considering the sign here. Nevermore. So if I come back next year, if I'm still living in Gari, then before all this grows in, I'm going to see if I can clear out a path here. Or create a path, whatever, depending on what the ground. I can't even tell what the ground looks like, if it's rocky or whatever. But obviously somebody's been going down here, and just clear it out a little bit, just enough to walk through. And then I'll bring my camp chair or something, sit beside the river down there. That'd be kind of nice. But this spot right here is like, I was looking up, and it's like almost completely canopied. So if it's a super hot day, which I like anyways, I don't mind sitting in the sun on a super hot day, but if it's a super hot day, I can sit here in the shade if I want. It'd be nice and cool if I want a cool off period. Sometimes I do. Like when I sit up at the ball time and beside the cornfield there, it's shaded at that particular spot. So, but there's like the odd, the sun does make it through. It's not totally, completely 100% shaded. It's just right. It's perfect. It's more or less sheltered from the wind. I can feel a bit of a breeze, but not likely, unless it's like super windy day, I'm not likely gonna, have any issues doing this, making a video here, worrying about the wind screwing up the audio, right? Oh, excuse me. So it's nice today, as you can see, how I'm dressed, and it's shorts weather. So I think the last time I looked it was 25 degrees, which is nice. And whatever that is in Fahrenheit, I'll stick up here. I just don't know. Gotta be close to 80 anyways. But it's just nice. So I discovered something really nice about this camera. You know what camera I'm using? My Panasonic HCV180, which I bought specifically for recording stuff, non-YouTube stuff basically, but that's not how it's working out. That's pretty much all I'm using it for. But the other night I discovered it can do something that no other camera I've had can do, except for I guess my Canon, but that was just still images, there's no video. I was with a neighbor, we were having a bonfire, and a moon came up, and it was almost full, just a little bit of the right edge was missing. That was super bright. So I wanted to see if my camera would pick it up. I got the camera out, zoomed in on it, holy smokes. Just filled the screen and you could see the craters along the edge. That just like total clear, and that's all handheld. That's all handheld, no tripod whatsoever. So the image stabilization in this camera is like amazing. Because there's no way, even with a still camera, trying to zoom in that far, I wouldn't be able to hold it still. It just handles it awesome. So a few days went by, and we had another fire. I'm sitting out there, and there's a lot less of the moon, more than half, but a lot less. So I tried again. Amazing detail. That's just amazing. I couldn't believe it. So I like this camera. Of course, this camera's got a 90 times zoom, which really, really helps. And of course, the image stabilization makes it easy to, get a clear image. I could do a lot better if I lean my arm against something for stability. So I tried to keep the camera from moving at, any amount at all, really. Anything that would overwhelm the image stabilization. But wow. I'm so impressed. I know a lot of first-timers, they see a good shot of the moon, maybe the moon coming up and it's orange on the horizon, full moon, and it looks really, really nice. They want to take a picture of it, and I look at the picture later, and the moon turns out to be this tiny little dot in the corner. I know that experience. You have to zoom, and zoom as far as you can, right? Otherwise you're getting out, especially with a wide angle. Like if I was to take I try to pick out a single frame from the scooter cam, for example, they're wide angle, they're 170 degrees, I think. It's just going to be a tiny, tiny speck in the picture. Even though when you're looking at it, it looks huge on the horizon. It's just going to be a tiny little speck. And a lot of people find that out for the first time. You have to zoom. And this camera does an amazing job of it. Like I said, 90 times zoom, so that's pretty amazing. I know I've shown it before, but sitting down at the dam, I was zooming in on different things. Let's try it again here. So I'm going to find a stable spot here. And with my blurry vision, watch the screen. I can tell pretty much where it is. I'm going to try to zoom in on that rock on the other side of the river. This is so wide. This is wide angle, so it'll go. And I'll zoom in on that rock. Actually, maybe I can find something else that's, I can't see anything else in the viewfinder with my blurry eyes. But I'll zoom in on that big rock on the other side of the river. That's amazing. It's so clear, perfectly focused, and probably 200 feet away. I'm guessing. That just blows my mind. I don't remember how much I paid for this camera. I'd have to look up, but I think I might even still be paying for it. I'm not sure. Still making payments. I get so many monthly payments right now. A lot of them should be ending soon, because all my hard drive failures and everything, I started, repurchasing them shortly after I moved here, which is, a couple weeks more than a year ago. So probably 90% of my loans are all 1-year loans, so they should be getting paid off soon, which is nice. Finally. start lowering the number of payments I make each month. I don't think I've ordered anything since March. So everything should end by March until, I start a new one. So I've still got my hard drives, I've got the cell phone booster that I'm still paying for. It'll end soon. Just trying to think of what else. It's mostly been hard drives. If I have a hard drive failure now, I still have a backup, because I had one that I thought failed. It turned out it was just the adapter from the SATA adapter from the hard drive to the enclosure, or it converts to USB. It turns out that was the issue. So I still have that one, and I have another one that I didn't need to use, so it's not connected to the computer. It's 10 gigabyte too. So I got one waiting, so if I do have another failure, which hopefully I don't, it's been nice. I got through the hot summer without any issues, which is nice. But if one does, I don't have to buy one because I've already got one, which I'm probably still paying for. So, but I have this urge to buy an electric bike, but I'm afraid to, because I see so many videos of them catching fire, and it's not rare. I'm so worried about that. And I can't charge it outside because I'm not leaving it out in the yard, for one. And when I go out for these tours, I go home and I'm in for the day. I don't have the energy to go back out, Bike's charged, okay, bring it in. And even still, it can sit for a year and still, have an issue, especially if it gets moisture in it. So it's not a chance I want to take. I don't want to burn the place down just because I have an electric bike, right? So there are cargo ship companies that are refusing to ship electric vehicles now for the same reason, because they keep catching fire on the ships. Subways and trains are starting to ban them because they're catching fire. The scooters and bikes in the friggin' trains, they're dangerous. I never realized how dangerous. There's a YouTube channel called Stash D. It's STACHED, and he's associated with the fire department somehow. I don't know if he's retired or something, but that's mostly what he covers, just electric battery fails, and some of it's pretty scary. Shops that sell electric bikes that burned down because of it and stuff, and it's not just stuff like that. Like the lithium battery that this camera uses can have that issue, right? My scooter cam uses a lithium battery. Everything's lithium now. It's hard to avoid it, and I don't like replacing AA batteries all the time. Like my first Fuji cameras, they were all AA batteries, and it eats through them so fast, And then you got to keep buying them. They're expensive, and you got to dispose of them properly. It's such a pain. I just decided I want to go with stuff that has better batteries, right? Its own specific battery. And the first thing I had in that specific case was my Canon camera. It came with its own battery pack, which was nice. No more AA batteries. But now everything's lithium, so can't really get away from it anymore. It's convenient, but I saw one video. It's not even neglect or overcharging or replacing original battery with a cheap knockoff, which is a dangerous thing. Apparently you don't do that. Buy from the original manufacturer. I know it costs more, but you're safer. But it's not even so much that. It's not wear and tear. It's not always moisture. I watched a video. A guy bought a bike. It's not an actual bicycle. It's almost a motorcycle. It's kind of in between. And he took it out for its first run, and it burst into flames when you come up to an intersection. It did jump off real quick. It's like, brand new. They can still have that issue. Well, like I say, with the cargo ships, the electric cars, they're brand new. They haven't, well, obviously they've been driven because they're on the ship, right? They had to transport it, right? But, low miles, whatever, catching fire. So, it's crazy. But anyway, I don't know how I got on this topic. Oh yeah, it's because I want a bike. I can barely walk now. I'm only a couple blocks from the post office, and if I walk there, like in the wintertime, when I had to walk down there because I couldn't get the scooters out, by the time I got home, I was so exhausted, my hip was so sore, I can't do the physical activity anymore. And I can't get a normal bike because of that. It would be nice, I'd get some exercise and, get rid of this slowly growing mass. I don't think it's getting any bigger now. It just kind of puffed up over a few months and just kind of stayed where it is. But, it'd be good for that. I get some exercise, stay relatively fit, get my lungs working, get my heart working. Because I don't do anything right now that, contributes to a healthy lifestyle, I guess. But I want to get out of Gorey. I can't afford a car. Don't want a car anyways, because we don't have anywhere to park it. My driver's license expired. So it's been more than a year now, so I have to go through all the testing again to get it back, and I can't really afford it anyways. I don't know if you can see that. Look what's coming. That is an owl. Well, wasn't that just perfect timing? That was an owl. I thought it was a hawk they were chasing. That gave me shivers. That was awesome. I love nature. You don't get that in town. That was awesome. I'm impressed. He came right straight at me, right to the opening. Good thing I had the camera out. Wow, I hope you saw that. That was wild. I'm impressed. Thank you. That was amazing. I don't know if it saw me at first, because it came straight at me through the opening and went up to the tree above me. If it had noticed me, I thought maybe it would have made a quick U-turn and beeline out of here, right? But man, that was wild. It's been a long time since I've been that close to an owl. That's just wild. But I can't remember what I was talking about now. Oh, yeah, the electric bike. But Gorey offers so little for adventure, on a scooter, right? There's not much places to go, if I can talk. So finding this place is nice. It's finally a non-boring alternative, and, surprises happen, as you saw. But if I had an electric bike, I could get out farther. I could even technically, Wingham's only 20 kilometers away. I could go there, right, for the day. Talk to people I haven't seen for a while, do some shopping, But the risk is too much. And you can get bikes that'll drive 100 kilometers on a charge, which is pretty cool, because when I saw that, I'm thinking, hey, I could get back out to the conservation area that I haven't been to for years. I would love that. But the risk is just too great. But what's interesting is I kind of wonder if the landowner here watches my videos, because the main trail seems to have been cleared out, and I told you before, at the end of the town's river trail, beside the bench there's an opening where he said his trail continued. And I had mentioned that I didn't want to go through there because it, low-hanging branches and that. I know nothing about that specific spot. So I didn't want to risk taking the monster through there. Well, I come down here today and it's all cleared out. So now it's tempting. I still don't know what it's like. I don't know if it's rocky, if there's tree branches on the ground. I don't know. If he cleared it out for me, specifically, which would be awesome. If you're watching this, thank you very much. Very much. Because that offers me another, opportunity for a new adventure. Because I can't keep showing you the same things over and over, right? It'll get boring after a while. But, I'm tempted. I will probably check it out. It won't be today, but maybe next time I go out. I go down at the end of the trail, turn around, come back, and head up this way. Maybe next time I won't turn around. I'll just head down there to see where it goes. But I don't know if I don't know if it's hilly or not, because it's closer to the river, like as far as elevation, than I am here. Because I'm up pretty high here. I'm probably 30-40 feet above the river. At that particular spot, it's a lot lower, maybe 15-20. But to get up to this elevation where this trail is, then maybe it might be some hills a little too steep for the monster. I won't know that for sure unless I check. But right, I can see where it comes up, right down the trail here. I'll grab some video of it on my way out, and I'll insert it here. But I can see where it is. There's a bit of a hill right there, but it's nothing major. It's not something I could do often, because I don't want to, burn out the monster's motor, brand new motor. But I can definitely make it up there. If it's like once in a while. But I want to check it out. I want to. Now that I've seen it's been cleared out, I have to. So I will check that out eventually. Hopefully the weather stays nice. So I did see the fall forecast, and they're not always accurate anyways, but apparently we're supposed to have a really, really warm autumn this year, which would be nice, and a sudden transition into winter in November. I don't remember if they said beginning or end, but like I said, last year at Halloween, it was like 30 degrees, 86 Fahrenheit. It was awesome. Never in my life have I worn shorts and a shirt like this on Halloween. But before that, Halloween night for, I think, 3 years in a row was when we got our first snow. So, but like I said, their fall forecast, or any forecast really, is really accurate. So we'll have to see, I guess. Because right now I'm looking at the forecast, and for the next few days I don't see any rain icons whatsoever. But Microsoft Weather keeps telling me rainy days ahead. When? I don't see them, right? So they're never accurate anyways. I guess that's it. I can't think of anything else. I will try to remember to get video of that trail entrance or exit. If I come up from the trail, the town's trail, there'll be an exit, but I'll try to remember to stop there and get some video of it to insert. If not, I'll have to show it when I come up that trail next time. So, but I'm happy I found this spot, and I'm happy that I've actually talked to the landowner, and he's actually given me permission to come up here. So, again, if you're watching, thank you. I appreciate it so much, more than you know. This is such an awesome spot here. With some cool wildlife, apparently. So you have to change the sign from Raven's Nest to Owl's Nest. Anyway, that's all I got. So I just got home, and I discovered, apparently I brought some nature home with me. I got caught on my flag. I don't even remember. Get it back up. It's a vine, so apparently a vine hanging off a tree. I don't even remember driving through low-hanging anything. Obviously I did. That's kind of funny. Souvenir from my trip.